down, dirty, in the good morning, the good afternoon, and the good evening, ladies and ladies, and dangerous with it. In Elite Dangerous. Odyssey
Stream Elements Johnsing
on
TTV is
Steam.
now live. Streaming Elite, Dangerous, Rags or Riches for Frontier developments in Elite Dangerous, Odyssey on Steam.
That is it, really. Rags or
Wisebot live
riches.
online under the game Elite,
What will it be?
Dangerous, the uptime begin.
That is truly the question. That is the big question that's on my mind. You know? Shortly after, people started speaking about FDev are going to deliver 4 new ships into the game. After it's been like, what, 5 years? People asking for just 1 new ship. I heard some content creators recently, only a couple, but
Restream Bot
quite big
YouTube,
guys.
Botrix has
YouTube.
correctly joined the channel.
I bet they have Botrix installed. Saying the same thing that I said as soon as Command Master William told me, actually, about the news. And the question on my mind is it really too little, too late? You know? However, I was actually thinking recently, well, about Elite and stuff. Yeah. Is it make or break time now? You know? Before the inevitable, right, okay, it's been too expensive, we're flogging a dead horse. Maintenance mode, you know? Until people just don't care at all, until people feel nothing for it, and it's not even worth like a substantial size of people's time, right? To even play the game. To the point where it's just like, right, okay, it's a sinkhole now, you know, for the studio. You know, the best thing we can do is sell it to, you know, not so nice corporate people, to keep it up, but to quote unquote, for lack of a better word, bastardize it. It's in the dictionary, right? But I mean, yeah. Like has happened to other games, which could go either way. You know, they might be like, well, hey, look, let's just do what FDev didn't. Give the fans what they want, right? Don't inject any pay to win. Stay with the whole cosmetic thing. Provide paid for expansions. And everybody who's already got the game will come back to the game and will definitely buy the expansions because we'll do it right. And well, stay with Amazon Web Services, because have you bought Arcs today? No? You've doomed us all. That's what William says, right? Yeah, exactly. You can't pay for the hamsters on the servers. That's the whole orange sidewinder thing, right? That's what it comes down to. Yeah, it's not the fact that you know, like the code is here, there, and everywhere, left, right, and center. It's a case of like, yeah, the hamsters they're dying. You know, it's like genocide down there in Hamsterland. You know, there's corpses, limbs, tails, ears, noses everywhere. It's a real bad sight. Um, Also thinking about Elite Dangerous. I've seen some people covering the game, some videos, some very long videos, like 3 hours long, right? Okay, of which I've watched all of it, some even several times, you know, just because the algorithm just puts it on, and I keep refreshing YouTube and scrolling down the first like 50 thumbnails, and it's just like, algorithm, you've been getting it right for so many years, and now you're just not showing me anything that I want to watch. And I keep refreshing it, and it keeps trying to push the same stuff. For all content creators that I watch a lot of, you know, it's just nothing's really like catching my attention. And the thing with the lead is, you know, what the last guy, I forget even who it was now, said was that when you look on the market, on any format really, for something like Elite, there really is nothing that's multiplayer quite like it. You know, I complain about the performance a lot in Elite, but when I tried the free Star Citizen trial thing, then I knew what pain, suffering, and torture to a graphics card. You know, I felt the power of the GPU bottleneck. That was something else. But I mean, making the sacrifices were made to get a solid 30 FPS. Yeah, it was impressive. But in my personal opinion, as far as a video game is concerned, on foot motion fluidity, performance, like desync, you know, like rubber banding with your buddies and stuff, like, I just preferred Odyssey, right? Uh, and Star Citizen, I mean, I never really did give the flight that much of a chance, you know. Elite Dangerous is far more pick up and play than Star Citizen, at least for me. But then again, I mean, I did put a lot of time into Elite. But remember when I first started playing it, doing barrel rolls, okay, was very natural and easy, you know? It's what I imagined it would be. Fail, right? Pretty much from the get-go. So the flight physics, the motion, the feel, the flow of Elite. Since when I first picked it up, which was literally like when before Horizons went free, right? Because I got the Azure skin, yeah. So I bought Horizon before they gave it away free on Epic, and Horizons just became like the base game, you know. Which I do like Horizons a lot because I can whack the graphics up and get solid 60, right? At like 831p, easy, you know, with no problems anywhere, really. And with Odyssey, yeah, there's a couple of graphical things that I don't really like, and I feel they're really expensive. There's no way to get rid of them. As far as the shading is concerned and the AA, I mean, yeah, I can appreciate like the FSR and stuff. I would say what really needs to be done is to give the option of FSR 1.0, but inject FSR2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 3.0 into the game. You know, frame gen ain't great, right? Because of the issues that it presents. There's some really weird stuff happening on screen, right? It's like weird tearing. You know, when stuff is in really fast motion stuff. You know, with FSR as well, you've got the ghosting thing. But for the performance, for getting that flatline 60, is something else that I've found with Elite Dangerous. Is I really do like how fluid it is at a Lux 60. Just how immersive the motion is. You know, the flight physics. So in the flight, it's a start just boosting through an asteroid. That's what I used to say in the beginning, in the Horizon days, right? Was a great place to practice maneuvers, combat is doing mining. I started off in Elite Dangerous. I did the hauling thing straight away. I did the old, what's that game called again? That Microsoft game. It's Freelancer. It's a top game. There's a private server. I do believe it's still going. Yeah, the one that I went on years ago, right? With the whole trading thing, you know? And I played that online way before I played League. You know, ever since the E3, I remember seeing the E3 and the Witch Space E3 thing. I was just like, oh, I want. And it was like cheap. And probably a good thing, really, because I mean, I didn't really have a card that would have done it much justice back then. You know? Or a CPU that could have really given me that solid flatline 60. My true heart desires. As you can see, my game looks very different. I mean, apart from all that stuff, which is horrible. Just like to be able to get that solid 60. It's all about that input latency, you know, and its consistency is key. Lots of effects that don't run. This is super uber custom low. This is custom low. But I mean, to keep it running like this and then cap that frame time to 16.67, flatline it. So the transition from station to Super Cruise to belt to planet to foot, everything, nearly everything bar settlements, right? Settlements are still the killer for me. Settlements are what just break that immersion, to which I have to cap to 30 to keep it consistent. So does it drive me insane? Scan detected. And just make me feel like I just want to Alt F4 and quit out of the game. Because that really does bring me out of the immersive world that is Elite. That's how I feel about it. Oh yeah, and analog sticks that have been hammered triggers me as well. Yeah, I really do like it. Elite Dangerous is one of those games where it's just like, I remember what it was like to have high precision X input, real high definition, high resolution X input, having 3 axes on one hand and dreaming about having another 2 on the left thumb, right? That's the dream It's the elite dangerous stream, right? If you've got like, what is it, 5 axes or 6 axes? Let's just go through it and say 6, right? I think it is actually 6. And that's solid frame time and a good connection. And you live in like the United Kingdom or wherever it is the servers are based. Central server is. It's like EVE Online. When I used to live in London, I had like ADSL. I had under a 40 millisecond ping to the EVE Online Central server. Cycling mod. Oh, yes. At 500 ms tick, 40 ms either way window. That instant response time, bang, see them go, light up. Going from that to 290. Now I live in Brazil. And yeah, Elite's great. And obviously the people that play with you, that sync with you in wing, that wing up with you in belts and stuff, all having good connections, with all the right ports unlocked and unblocked. You know, and being close and local to you. You know, so that jitter is absolute minimal between everybody. Even then, I mean, the net code probably is just something the way it's coded that just breaks every now and then. But yeah, that was the one thing when I started playing Elite, is all the desyncing. Apparently it's better, and I guess it does feel kind of better, really. Or maybe it's just, it's been so long that I'm used to it. You know? It's normal to wing up, go mining, pop all the limpets, and spawn fragments like a boss, right? And then just like expect to, well, it's kind of guaranteed, yeah, you're going to get disconnected, right? I haven't streamed Elite in forever. A bit bummed out though, because I went into a live streamer's chat today. I went to Penguin's chat, right? And what happened was I found out that tomorrow isn't today. Right here, right now, is not the moment where the 4 ships are being released. Your 27 gig patch, and it's just like, wow, some high res ships, right? We got like, they've launched this thing with like 50 skins. These ships have like 50 skins on the Arc store. It's like 200 new skins. Of course, it's going to be 27 gig, right? Amongst with a whole other load of bling, right? And assets and stuff. For new content. Textures. Meshes. Geometry. Yep. Particles. Low res high performance ones. Now that's the dream, right? To find out that today is not new ship patch day. That I've logged in and everything is pretty much meh in comparison. Everything is proper sad panda. Oh dear. I don't have anything to jam that key down. I actually have to do things. It's the news. Conda.
Scan detected.
Of course I didn't bring my fighter pilot. Why would I bring my fighter pilot? Why would I do that? This doesn't sound like me.
Scan detected.
You're out of your mind, John. Bring your fighter pilot with you to a combat zone. Ah, mate. You're out of your mind, John. Who do you think you are, Mr. Z? Whatever it is you're on, son. It can't be good for you. I feel so ill. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm on planet 2. So I need to send my carriers to planet 2. Just had to make sure of that.
Frameshift charge detected.
You know, my up is a bit dodgy on my D-pad, so I'm a little bit demoralised with pit management. Plus, it's been a while. I've been up for nearly 40 hours. What we do. Yeah. Be like me old reshades. This one's a little bit out of date, but it is what it is, right? Not been great recently. So, the whole streaming thing. If anyone's still watching this, by the way. Yeah. It's been a little bit inconsistent and stuff. Well, it's complicated. So I'm sorry about that. Believe you me, idealistically, it's not the way I would have wanted things to have worked out. Good news is, however, my encoder for my G27 Logitech is somewhere in Brazil. My cats are still alive and I'm still alive. There's something to be grateful for. And I am grateful.
Core Dynamics, Tango Hotel Echo. Greetings, Commander. Please approach the station at a
But yeah, this isn't right.
full of other pilots in the area.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with me, lads.
Access granted. Cleared for landing on docking.
How can the thought even pop into my mind, right? That I would ever feel that I could feel bad for playing one of my favorite games. Like there's something definitely wrong with me. Now, I wouldn't exactly call it a super hardcore sim, right? I guess we could call it a pretty sim-cady sim. It is kind of like it is an online multiplayer space, right? It's not super hardcore sim like Microsoft Flight Simulator sim. It's like sim-cade space sim, right? I don't think there's anything better than this on any platform, to be honest. I really don't believe there's anything better than this. It's got mega grind gameplay loop.
Base Nuker, what is up?
But would it be... Hey, what's going on, bro? Would it be long dead if it didn't have any grind to it?
Base Nuker, without the grind there is no game.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, exactly. It's nice of you to... I appreciate that, chat.
Base Nuker, all games have grind.
Oh, but some games have insane grind, bro. Insane grind. You know, it's just like... levels of, well, consume your life and your soul levels of grind. Like, maybe...
Base Nuker, bro, I play an RPG where I need to grind my anus hard.
EVE Online. You know, I played EVE Online for years. That game is that game is the greatest MMORPG ever made.
Might one day.
Don't. Be careful. EVE is a dangerous game. It will suck up your life. You know? Really will. Yeah, it's the culture, the mentality of it.
Base Nuker good cause I don't have one.
The mentality of it, you know, be careful about what EVE Online will do to your conscience. Although, on the other hand, having that said, the EVE Online mentality, you will learn so many life skills in EVE Online if you stick around long enough. Teamwork, coordination is one of the things that you definitely learn. Messing around with the market, making money in EVE Online will teach you a lot that could take people very far in life.
Base Nuker, I'm intrigued. Can you say more about it?
Oh, like the command structure and the discipline and how dog eat dog world it is. EVE Online is in some cases worse, even more hardcore and brutal than the real world because of the sandbox nature of it and the internet, you know, and the gaming culture and the culture behind EVE Online, the design, the mechanics, the way it forces brutality, you know, in the sense of it's a dog eat dog world. You think about how like the commercial sector is in the world nowadays, you know, companies outdoing other companies to buy them out, to to absorb them, to integrate them, like what Microsoft has been doing a lot of recently. You think of that kind of mentality, that dog eat dog world. Yeah, that is, EVE Online is even more so, because you can't go to jail for doing things that wouldn't be ethically or morally accepted. That even though that kind of stuff does happen in the world anyway. But in EVE Online, that's normal. That's what you should expect. You should expect your friends and your allies to sell you out, turn their back on you at any moment, and destroy like 5 years of hard work and investment, okay, that you've put into the game with many other people and friends and people that are allied with you, and they turn around and stab you in the back. That's the core essence of EVE. Like, EVE is like a game that intrigues like social scientists, and as far as the PvE is concerned, I like it. It's the risk versus reward concept. That's what Sony would have taught you in like college or university. The Sony representatives that they sent around in the UK, scouting for talent, right? What makes a good game? Risk versus reward. The player performs the correct action, they're rewarded. They perform the incorrect action, they're penalized for it, right? So if you fly out with your ship and you make a mistake and it gets destroyed, you lose everything. It's like Diablo 2 multiplayer. Drop all loot on death kind of deal. Yeah. And then you've got like the the skilling up process, which is time based. So if you really want to get to end game, you're going to be training skills for at least 5 years. If you was to do it the old fashioned way, the way it was before, like the whoever it was, I think it's like Perfect World, or I can't forget who they were now. Name of the company, acquired CCP Games.
Base Nuker sounds like a game for jaded people. I have to try it.
Oh, dude, I did piracy for well over a year, and I loved it. I was even wicked, bro. I was twisted. Okay. Back then, toxicity wasn't really sort of like garnered much attention, or wasn't really too frowned upon. It was like, it's just a given back in the day when like Counter-Strike 1.6, the internet was pretty lawless back then. I guess it still is kind of now, but now you've got like people like, banning people for saying certain stuff and getting reported and stuff like that. There's like server admins which would just like rage ban people and stuff, and there was all kinds of drama. But like, you get banned from a server, and then you just play on another server. You still be able to play the game. It's all different now. Games as a service, right? And then just like game distribution as a service, like digital. That's about the whole new Xbox, right? It's not coming with a drive. It's going to be pure digital. Crazy stuff. But I mean, smart. They know what they're doing. In certain ways, the consumer can benefit from it. Yes, benefit from it. But for game preservation, it's terrible. It's a real kick in the teeth. Which, I mean, is kind of sad, really. If you ever owned like a Nintendo 64 and played like Mario 64 or Pilot Wings, right? Kind of stuff that, like, on cartridge games, you buy it and if you want to play it again 30 years later, you pop that cartridge in, 9 times out of 10, and it'll still work, right? A game will still be there.
Base Nuker, the worst
preserve.
thing is when someone is making a good point but you need to take a piss or make a coffee to enhance your pleasure but must wait even if you have no patience.
Sorry, mate. You got to be right back, huh? All right. Well, I mean, it'll be in the VOD. So what you should do, right, and I'm shameless, right, in this, but I'm genius at the same time. What you should do is click subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then you can scroll back on the VOD, and you can actually scroll back right now live to the start of this live stream if you wanted. And you could hear the
Base
way that I
Nuker, what
started
is your
my
YouTube?
live stream. John Zing TTV. And that is by design. I got that from Josh Strife Hayes, right? He's a YouTuber. Yeah. And like that one just kicks. I love saying it. You know what I mean? You should hear the way he says it as well, right? It's all about narration. It's the thing I got about YouTubers, right? If I click on a video, the first 5 seconds, just the way the guy speaks, the timing of the words, you know, the eurythmic rhyme, you know, and then the accent, and obviously tone, voice, microphone and stuff. Bang. If it's like, if it reminds me of like, I don't know. Well, it depends if they've got a unique style, right? Okay, but if it reminds me of something like, I don't know, like the History Channel, National Geographic, like the documentaries I used to watch, just like, yeah, subscribe, instant, just like that, right? Except I forgot the name of the guy who did the video about Elite Dangerous, but I started off my live stream, I was just like, because it's been a very long time since I've streamed Elite Dangerous, right? And so I was just talking about Elite, and you know, they announced that they're bringing 4 new ships to the game, and they're going to change power play, and they're probably going to do very little to it, you know, but they make it like a big thing, or maybe they're going to change everything.
Base Nuker, yet I used to watch National Geographic, but only when curtains were closed and there was nobody around.
Yeah, they're great. I like Discovery as well, but I don't have TV anymore, right? I don't watch TV anymore either. I either play games or watch YouTube, right? Because I can just pick something that's 15 minutes long, yeah, and it does what it says on the tin, what it says on the thumbnail, right? Yeah, you know what you're getting into, yeah. Especially if you're already subscribed to that channel, you know, and you look at the thumbnail, I was like, oh, they're talking about Power World, you know, or whatever. Okay, let's see what he's got to say in 15 minutes, right? Skull and Bones, that's meme, bro. Skull and Bones meme, 11 years, 100 and how many? 11 million or something crazy like that. 11 years in development, and this is what you get. That's quadruple A, right? What? You know, I played Sea of Thieves recently, last night, actually. But anyway, no, I was talking about and why I love Elite so much. Why Elite, although it's broken, some of the decisions, and the optimization, and the lack of revisions and mechanics and systems, balance stuff is, well, I mean, it works, right? I wouldn't say it was incompetence. I think it's just like they do something and it's just like, right, okay, it works. It's not broken. We're done. And we're never going to touch it ever again. It's dead to us now. It's static like that forever. Right? Which also, there is a good side to that. Because if they tweak it and change it, and then all of a sudden one person would be like, but wait a minute, that's all I did in the game. That was made the game good for me. That's what I enjoyed doing. And now you've changed it. And now it just ain't the same thing anymore. It's no good anymore. You know, and now you've just broken it. And then you've killed the game for me, right? And then you quit. That's what happened to me in Dreadnought. But because of what's happened to Frontier Developments recently, with their stocks and everything, it's like I've got this hope, right, that it's been a massive wake-up call. And they're just like, wait a minute, we're trying to make all these other games, and that's all great, you know, but, you know, we're doing that. But really, our bread and butter, our mainstay, what we did best, you know, our big baby, the biggest one of all, that really needs some love, and we've just been neglecting it, is Elite Dangerous. You know? I think it's like, what, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, that game's amazing. If you don't own it, buy it, right? I think Atari publishes it, and Frontier Developments developed it. I think. Right? That's the greatest game, I do believe, that Frontier have ever done. It's a brilliant game, right? I think it was Frontier Developments before they became FDev, right? And then it's Elite. Yeah. But I come here to, oh yeah, that's right. I need to get my pilot. I know I forgot something. Here's Mega Elite. Universal Cartographics. Contacts. Hey, William. What's going on, Will? Mission board.
Wisebot1 viewers, +1, 41 minutes and 12 seconds.
I wouldn't say
Base
I
Nuker
was.
Bro, what is the Jesus Saves tag about?
I wouldn't.
Are you into religion?
I wouldn't say I was religious. I wouldn't call myself religious. You know. But a lot has happened in my life. You know. A lot that I should be really thankful for. Some stuff that would drive quite a lot of people insane. You know? And it's just like recently, when I've been thinking about things and going back to church again, and the difference that it has made, what I used to be and what I am right now. You can see what I used to be on the internet, mate, on Twitch, right? Because all my VODs are on YouTube. My YouTube is like the archive of everything live that I do in 3 years. And even before that, right?
Base Nuker, what did you used to be?
Oh, dude, man, I guess, well, I'm rusty now, okay, but I used to specialize in bad language, son. You know what I mean? I had mastery levels of bad language, you know? Very rarely a bad naughty word slips out, you know? But, you know, I'm far more relaxed and chill. I'm pleasant now. As I said, going back to before I even started live streaming, right? I used to do EVE Online piracy in Avanod with a corporation that was affiliated with our alliance, right? And
Base
even though I
Nuker,
never
used
joined
to be
them,
big into religion but fell out of it few years ago.
the important thing is faith. If you have faith in God, you have faith in the Lord. Right? That's all you need. You don't need religion. Religion can be a dangerous thing. In fact, it is a dangerous thing. Look at all the wars that are going on, right, across the globe today. Yeah, religion, right? Not the cause of all of them. Money, yeah, which can, I guess, be considered even a religion, right? Like capitalism, communism, you know, fascism. Well, not really, but, you know, in a very slight twisted sense, yeah. Right? Religion can divide people. You know?
Base Nuker, yes, so Marx was wrong when he says all wars are about class warfare.
Well, no, there's that too. The people on top want to stay on top, right? Look at EVE Online and the powerful corporations and alliances in EVE Online and the powerful coalitions. That's the other thing about EVE Online. Big alliances and corporations rise up and really start to dominate. And all of the smaller factions in the food chain, whether they like it or not, you know, in order to be able to not be completely steamrolled by these guys whenever they feel like it, they end up banding together in coalitions and stuff, you know. And they get to the point where it's just like, right, okay, we've had enough, you know, or we don't care what it takes now, you know, or you cross that line and we're going to get nasty with it, you know, all of us at once. In fact, you get people that like, they play EVE Online, that's all they play, right? Because when I played EVE Online, the vast majority I just played EVE Online, right? That's all I did. And yeah, sit around and it's just like you start getting like space madness. You know what I mean? And it's just like you start becoming desperate, especially like piracy. You're sitting on a gate for hours talking to each other, just waiting for somebody to jump that gate so you can get some action, right? And with nullsec, it's like that as well. You know, big alliances, they're just like, we've been playing the game for 6 months, we haven't really done anything, you know. And so they'll sort of like message their neighbors and just be like, let's get it on. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, well, you know, we haven't even got any, we're starting to run out of space for super caps and battleships. These battleships have been sitting in here in this hangar for 4 years. You know what I mean? They'll just think to themselves, just like, oh, we got something. You know what I mean? We've got something to do. We need something to do. We need content, all right? And so, you know, they'll get on each other's borders and then just start slogging it out. And then so obviously people talk, and then there's disagreements, and then there's backstabbing, and then there's vengeance, and there's documentaries on YouTube about the big famous wars in EVE Online. You know, for someone that doesn't know anything about EVE Online, right? They're amazing documentaries, right? Look up Rooks and Kings. Okay, they're famous all over the world. They even went to China. They went physically to China to play on the Chinese server before it went down. So, you know, they're big. And there is a small bunch of people, but they're really big. It's what they did in the game. It's what they got known for, right? They invented something. They pioneered it. They maybe didn't invent it, but they definitely were the people to put it most effectively into action, to stand out. A thing called pipe bombing. You know, and they went real min-max meta, you know, price performance point with this pipe bombing. And they had really high coordination. And they flew big as well, you know, tight. And they caused a lot of damage. And they won some amazing engagements and fights. Right? And they fought in some pretty hardcore wars as well. You know? And they got stories to tell. But I'm talking about the big stories in EVE Online, right? Massive ones. Where it was like, you know, several days, you know, and thousands of characters, you know, real money value converted from the base currency value converted into what it would be worth in the real world in United States dollars over the space of 48 hours. You know, how many tens of thousands of US dollars can be destroyed, disappear, right, due to player aggression per hour over the space of like 2 days. So much so that EVE Online has appeared on terrestrial television over its time. Like 5 or 6 times on international news for the amount of money that got destroyed over a weekend. And the reasons why players disagreed and decided to act upon it and cause this amount of real
Base
world
nuker,
money
how was money
damage in a
destroyed?
video game. Basically, ISK takes time to generate ISK, right? And to generate assets and build. Everything is, well, there are a few things that are seeded by the game, right? But the majority of stuff that matters in Eve was mined by a bot, built by a bot or a player, right? And time is money. And the value of certain stuff in the game has a value assigned to it. Now it's even stable, the value of it, because you can buy game time with dollar now, with cash, right? And then that's how they work it out. The market is all player driven, right? There's some stuff on the market that's seeded, so the game could never completely break, right? But certain other aspects, players can buy up everything. If they had enough money and time and help, they could buy up everything of one thing, and leave the entire cluster, unless they're producing it themselves, or farming it themselves, in a tight spot for that one item. People do that all the time, and then people want something like a Titan, which is the biggest ship in the game, that can really crush, years of hard work. It takes 4.5 years to skill to fly a Titan. Take you 4.5 years. And back in the day, it was logging in literally like every day to make sure that you was always training skills. It takes 4.5 years. And that's with optimal specs, optimal stats, right, to train for a Titan, with the expensive implants to accelerate the training process, like 4 years around something like that, if you got like the real rare stuff, of which some of them implants you can, like the +7 implants, I think you can only get by winning the Alliance tournament. Certain ships that you can only get by winning the Alliance tournament, 10v10.
Base nuker bro, I wish I could get Zabrog implants in real life.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, have you played Mankind Divided or Human Revolution, Deus Ex Human Revolution? Because there's a downside to that kind of stuff as well, and it's
Base nuker,
terrifying.
I have not.
Just think about even like you having like cybernetic implants, somebody working out a way to remotely interfere with and control and manipulate those implants to make those implants do something, even to act as a kill switch to remotely stop you from existing. I've watched a lot of sci-fi, dude. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it is like, it's a big topic of conversation. It's like the conversation now with artificial intelligence, right? That's heavy, Is it going to get to the point where one day we become so reliant on it? Is it going to turn around and say, you know what, mankind is the problem, I will fix this, and we get Skynet, like the Terminator and all of that? I mean, look how artificial intelligence is affecting lots of areas of the entertainment industry, like even like creative writing, musical composition, AI generated art, animation, even coding, even scripting and coding is making people that have went to university, obviously never would be redundant, but for like simpler stuff, that's not so serious, it doesn't need to be perfect, spot on, lives depend on it, to pile that out. What would take somebody maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months of their life, right? Google Bard can rip through the database and throw something together that's accurate to the task, understand the task you've given it, in less than 10 seconds. And I know that because I made an account, ChatGTP, and I tried that out, and that got me interested. But then I tried Google Bard, which is hooked up right now to, well, Google. You know what I mean? And just saw what it could do. And like, this is because I watch YouTube videos. I mean, I was just like, I got to see this for myself. It was shocking. You know, I asked it to do some things that I didn't think it would be able to do very well, and I was quite shocked at how on the ball it was. You know, obviously it will never have the touch and flair that, you know, like a real human being would add to that kind of stuff. You know, but it, for example, right, recoding, relinking, and cleaning up the code that Elite Dangerous runs on. It would be useful for that because the people that wrote the original base core code for certain modules in Elite, they've left the company. They're never coming back. And sadly, you know, heaven forbid, you know, God forbid, but maybe even a possibility that some of those key people aren't even alive anymore, you know. But AI could provide a solution for that, you know. But at the same time, what AI can do, if let's say if there was to fix a certain something, they'd have to hire somebody, you know, or maybe even a team of coders, right, to work on that module to re-script it all efficiently, right, make it work, give it more functionality, versatility, accessibility, right, link it up to all APIs and stuff, you know, make sure that it can be linked to APIs, let the other guys on the other end, you know, with their websites, let them code it and stuff, you know, to fix something and make it integratable, incorporate it into the game and the UI and stuff, right? FDev's got to pay them with the money that we give FDev, right? And they'll be supporting their families, you know, with that job. They'll be doing stuff like that. They'll be putting like their daughter through college and stuff, you know, or their son getting a doctorate or something like that. And they're going to be feeding their dog and stuff. You know, what happens when you go up to an entire team? Have you seen how many layoffs there have been last year and now this year in the video game industry? It's insane, right? It's like all the big companies went into a panic, and it's just like, the drought is coming. We've got to squeeze maximum money out now. You know, this is a sinking ship, right?
Base nuker, yeah, I saw there was lots of layoffs.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. And it's just like, isn't it convenient how, you know, like right now people are saying, and we are seeing this in games, in products, in AAA games, like the remake for San Andreas and stuff, like the AI upscaling, you know, and on some of the assets for like GTA San Andreas and stuff. And like it confused it, got it wrong, and spelt the words wrong and stuff, you know, no human bothered to check it, you know. And people saw that. It's just like, oh, that's cheap. It's AI generated. You didn't even quality control it, right? You're really insulting us here. And it ran like poo-poo. It was very badly optimized. It was broken, right? There were mods for the original game that ran better, looked better, had more draw distance, more performance, accurate textures, you know? They've made it look like a really bad joke, you know? Of course, you know, to get the title out quickly, AI is good for that. Something that would take people, you know, 11 years, skull and bones, right? But that's because of mismanagement, direction and stuff, really, as far as from what I'm aware. Get it done in a year or less. Knock it together, get it out there. People buy it, some people refund it, but with that money they invest it, and then the bulk of it's been done, they just clean up the rough edges and ship the product, keep the people that want to hang on to the title happy, you know, just to avoid the lawsuits. It's like that day before business, right? And there you go, right? So I mean, yeah, I'm desperate to the point of, yeah, if AI can help fix Elite Dangerous, I'm open to it. But if you're going to start firing the staff that have been slaving over getting whatever they can to change up the game to keep us playing the game, if you're going to put them and their children and their pets out of house and home and job security, life security, you know, if their daughter's going to end up, I don't know, starving and I don't know, like on the street and resorting to
Base nuker, best not to
stuff like
think of it.
that, you then
Probably won't happen.
like I'm not game on. But I need to be right back, right? And I don't have a be right back screen, but I'll be right back. Okay? I won't be long. Righto. That's that done. I was playing XCOM recently. The original DOS XCOM. Game's great. Kill. No. Don't want to kill that faction though. I came all the way out here to do Purple Pirate kill missions. And I can't find.
Base nuker bro, engineering is powerful.
Our engineering is broken. Yeah. Engineering is broken. Engineering is a grind, but engineering is broken. But you know, I think I can deal with the system, the Horizons engineering system for ships. But I'm just too lazy. I really just can't be bothered for on foot. You know? Performance helps kill that. And now that I've got used
Base
to
nuker, I
just not
fought a
caring
player who
about
was in a fully engineered
engagement.
Corvette, and I gave him sustained fire from grade 5 multi-cannons for minutes and his hull hardly got damaged at all.
Maybe he was taking kinetic. Here we go though. This is my battle, bro. It's my war. Okay?
Base nuker, it was the resistances.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably tanking kinetic, right? I need to scale down things with my graphics card. It's complicated. We're gonna run 540p and we're gonna run.
Base nuker bro, do you recommend going back to church? Last time I went to my local I was not welcome at all.
Find a church. Well, I mean, if you believe in Jesus as your savior and your inner self really misses him and seeks him, and if you walk out there and you walk by all the churches on church days or just whatever day, but when you walk by there and you'll hear what they're singing, you'll hear what the pastor's preaching, and if you feel it deep inside. You know, if you feel it, if it's to the point where it's just like, you know, I can hear him. He's speaking to you, right? You have two choices, okay? You walk on by or you walk in. And what happened to me last year was on the third time, I was broken 3 times when I walked past that place. And I heard God, I felt God speak to me, right? And on the third time, I was broken every time, but on the third time, I was just like, I've walked past here twice. If I walk past here again, it's the rest of my life. But if I walk in there again, this time, I'm not walking back out, you know? And so I just bought the bucket, right? And I walked in there. And I don't regret it, you know, because I'm a much better person than I was last year because of it, you know. And just in the person that I was and the person I was becoming, right, to the person I am right now, I am grateful and I'm a much better person, you know. I'm still not perfect, no one is, right? But I'm thankful. I have gratitude, man. You know, because to me, it's just that small little thing, which isn't really a small little thing, it's actually quite a big thing, right? Okay, it's a miracle.
Base nuker, well, my church was very toxic, full of individuals who were allergic to me. I got bullying.
Okay, go to another church. Simple as. right? That's not family, bro. Right? It's not family. Okay? You don't want that. You don't need that. Right? But the other thing is about churches, no church is perfect. You know? No leadership of no church is perfect. Right? But the Word of God. Read the Word of God. You know, there's a reason they called it the living Word, right? You know that?
Hey, Commander, what can I get for you?
Because
Base Nuker, well, I can't go back cause if I get bullying or threats from them again I won't take it next time, I will call their bluff.
that will get you nowhere, though. Been there, done that. Well, I haven't done that.
Don't mind getting your
Yeah.
hands dirty. I could have it out.
But yeah, I've felt that way. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, right? That's exactly what the enemy wants you to do.
Base Nuker, it will get me some satisfaction and defend my honor.
Yeah, honor and pride. It's that kind of stuff that can close the gates of heaven. Somebody, mate. Once you cross the line, a certain line, there's no going back. You know? And you just need to ask yourself the question, right? Am I better than that?
Base Nuker, bro, when I got kicked out of that group on Justy I had fantasies of burning the place down.
Yeah. But that won't do you any good, take you anywhere, win, or make anything right. You know? You know what? I'll tell you what the right thing to do is. You have faith. Pray for them. Pray for them.
Base Nuker may CVILI wrote it is better to be feared than loved.
Are an ever-present threat. Pilots are reminded to exercise caution when
Sad though, isn't it? If you could choose, right? If you could choose to be feared by everybody or loved by everybody, what would you choose? You know? What would you really want deep down inside? Feared by everybody? Well, yeah, I thought of stuff like that.
Base
as
Nuker,
well.
I would choose to be left alone.
Well, yeah, I did that too. You know what I mean? I've been playing video games since I was 6 years old, bro. I'm 42 next year. This year. Wow. Whoa, this year. It's 2024. Revelation, right? Oh, yeah. It's 2024. I keep forgetting that. I'm 42 this year. You know? I've played a lot of games for a lot of hours, dude.
I've got quality weapons.
You know, I used to play World of Warcraft many years ago. Vanilla World of Warcraft, OG World of Warcraft. I had a level 60 gnome arcane mage who was an engineer, a minor engineer mage. I played him a lot. You know what I mean? A lot. I had hundreds of days of playtime.
If you're looking for I'd appreciate you hearing me out.
Hundreds of days. Like over 3 years, I think it was. Something stupid on my mage. I like playing I had tons of ults, right? I like playing my warrior ult, my prop warrior ult, which was my bank, right? And my bank tune, my main bank tune became, that was a gnome, a prop gnome warrior. And my human pally. Yeah. MP5 holy pal. A lot. Tank healer DPS, right? I kind of stopped at it there, but I cane them classes to death. For 3 expansions. Well, 2 expansions.
Base Nuker Bro, along with Die Hard Gaming, do you do exercise daily? I'm looking for some advice, cause you seem to be thin in shape.
Nah, I don't. Well, I kind of do. I walk to church.
Time-sensitive transport job.
It's quite a long walk to church. Right? If I take it easy, it's like a 45-minute walk each way.
Like yesterday.
Right?
Can I help you, Commander? I wonder
Yeah.
what it's like to be out there exploring the galaxy.
Normally, I go to church every day.
Myself a top-quality fuel scoop first.
Which is nice and a blessing. And I'm lucky, really, because around here, even though I go to a few different churches, right?
Hey, you. You have
But
Base
if I want to
Nuker
go
every
to
day
church
going
every
to
day,
church?
yeah, every day.
Base Nuker, what faction of religion are you?
I'm a Christian.
Hey, you look like you know what you're
I
doing.
do believe the word you're looking for, though, is denomination.
CMDR _ penguin love. Cause loved is receiving love as well. Better than to be loved than to be hated.
Yeah,
I've been on both sides of this coin throughout
me
my
too.
39 years.
Hey, no,
Loneliness,
yeah,
hate, jealousy and
yeah.
bitterness took my best 15 years of life.
Pointless, isn't it?
When you open up yourself to the right
Don't
people,
win
you'll
anything.
feel that love at Base Nuker.
Yeah, yeah, bang. Yeah, that's spot on.
Base Nuker
Ah.
Catholic Orthodox Protestant.
Pentecostal. Evangelical, Pentecostal.
CMDR
That's where I'm most at home with.
Penguin and 07 at Johnzing TTV. Good to see YA live man.
Oh yeah,
Smiley
Penguin.
face.
I saw your stream
Oh,
earlier on, dude. It's great.
ACMDR _ penguin.
Yeah,
Thanks for hitting that follow button.
Oh, thank you. That's an honor. I've been followed by Emulate Penguin, the OG. The Penguin dude.
Wise
What are we,
Boss
number
Busting Silhouette new
376?
follow. S.
That means a lot to me.
CMDR _ penguin welcome.
Right, no, I was...
376 followers.
Yeah, before
plus one.
you showed up, Penguin, I was just on about Elite. You know, because I was in there earlier on and I saw Bristol and stuff. And Bristol was talking and stuff. And I was going to... That's why I was in the Elite Dangerous streams today. Because about 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock my time.
CMDR _ penguin, just another guy behind a keyboard pressing buttons and timely fashion.
Yes. I wanted to stream Elite.
CMDR _ penguin in timely fashion asterisk.
So I was just talking about Elite. So it's on my YouTube, right? Yeah, you can scroll back on YouTube and everything, which is great, yeah? Just talking about Elite. And I'm really bummed out because I found out in your live stream, right? That today is not patch day for the 4 new ships. You know what I mean? I've seen a 27 gig patch and I'm just like, Elite. Elite, this is the resurrection of Elite, right? I've got to do it, you know? So I'm back to doing my performance thing, you know? Which, I mean, to walk around the concourse at a flat 60 FPS on a 1050 GTX Ti, right? I could make an hour-long YouTube video.
CMDR _ penguin been lurking.
Oh, yes.
Remember you talking about your 1050 Ti in chat.
Look at look at the definition on that, right? This is what we call custom light, right? I'm processing all of the screen, although that reflection shader, the glow on the glass, doesn't exist anymore, right? But a 1050 Ti, right, at 540p, 960 by 540, minus 15% resolution scaling. Yeah, I'm using. Looking out this window, this is amazing stuff. This is 60% GPU. A locked flatline 60, a solid 60
CMDR
FPS.
_ penguin. Yeah, unfortunately, from what I've found over the years of Elite and Odyssey's release,
Good job.
best bet is 3060
Yeah,
or higher.
right. Yeah, that was the aim, the 12 gig 3060 RTX, right? But now it's kind of been done away. The 4060 Ti is ×8 PCI Express 4.0.
WiseBot 3 viewers, plus 2, 1 hour 21
And
minutes and
that
47 seconds.
is the card to get, even with 8 gig. Right? That is the price performance point. That's what you really want to go for, and only for DLSS 3.5
CMDR
frame
underscore
J.
emulated penguin, yes sir.
That's now the meta now, you know? Because times 8 PCI Express 4.0 is the same bandwidth as 3.0 times 16. But if you really want to get your price performance point right now, it's the 4070 Super Ti. 4070 Ti Super, sorry. Okay, that is the price performance bang for your buck 40 series car. That is the one to go for the times 16 192, is it, I think, bit bus. You know, it's that front side bus, right? And then the chips, and obviously thermals as well is a big thing for me, right? I'm big on thermals. I'm very complaining. Like, that's the one thing I don't like about Odyssey.
Base Nuker, when I'm rich I will build the ultimate gaming PC.
Yeah, I had that dream too, bro. You know, I would have done something stupid like they do on Linus Tech Tips channel, right? You know what I mean? That's the dream, okay? You know, you've got to get the flight stick, you got to get the triples projectors, right? If you really want to go big. Triple 120 centimeter, right? 120
CMDR
inch.
underscore emulated penguin got alert. My cousin just got home.
Yeah,
07
God
if I
bless,
don't
mate.
see
No
why
problem.
later,
I
man.
appreciate
Pleasure to
the
meet
lurk.
ya, Johnzing.
A lot. I will be sure to raise you along. God bless, my good man. May the Lord's peace be with you. Right. Anyway. Federal Corvette with me fighter pilot now. And EDMC overlay. Now working, hopefully. And I need to load that up. I should have the CPU overhead for this, I hope. I need to find it. Streaming Elite Dangerous is quite the ritual, right? For applications that I normally run. This is going to get me blown up, isn't it? Wow. The drift on this setup. This is starting to feel a little bit similar to my cutter. Yeah. Anyway, got out of that. There's the one thing, I forget what it's called though. I forget the name of it. Task manager. Show desktop.
Base Nuker bro John, could you pray for me then? God probably listen more to someone like you than some Pharisee. I want guidance and stuff.
You know what, bro? Yeah, sure I can. But you know what really has weight? You know what really has weight in the spiritual realms with God? Just be yourself, man. When there's nobody around, there's nobody about, it's just you. You're all alone, you're in your room. You know? Just sit down, man. And just open yourself up. Talk to the Lord, bro. Just let it all out. Lay everything on him, man. You know? All it takes is one tiny drop of faith. You don't need anything more than that. Okay? That's all you need, bro. Take it from me. Yeah? Be it your will, my King. Forgive me all my sin. Wash me with your blood. Open thou gates. And write my name in the book of life. I freely give myself to you, my King, my Lord, for the price you paid for me. That's it.
Base Nuker, and what if there is people you find it impossible to forgive?
Hmm. Do you believe? Do you believe that God can change that in you? Because if you believe He can, and you ask Him to believe you me, He will. You know? The difference of what I am now to what I used to be, bro, it's crazy stuff, man. You know?
Base Nuker,
But
no, it's
yeah,
not me who needs to Chang.
I can. And I can. People that, you know, and I have forgiven people, you know? And there's a reason they call him the Prince of Peace, you know? The peace. There's only one way you can get this peace. You can go to any psychologist, psychiatrist, doctors. We've all been there and done all that, right? You know what I mean? But peace like this, real true peace, there's no replacement for it. There's only one place you can get it. And that is the peace of the Lord. And it's beautiful. It really is. Can't put a price on that, bro. Can't put a price on eternity. Can't put a price on that love. Because it's been paid for, bro. That's the point. And that is the power. That's where the power is. And believe you me, it will change your life. Amen.
Base Nuker, yo, if I start to believe in this stuff, all my enemies will laugh at me.
Great, let them laugh at you. Let them laugh at you. They got time. You're thinking about other people when they should be worrying about themselves. And that's what you should do. Think about what you want, what matters to you. Do you know what I mean? What's good for you. Okay? Because this is basically the way it works. In first place, first and foremost,
Base Nuker, I
Lord
don't want
Almighty,
anything but my
God.
games and my health.
Yeah, exactly. But after the Lord God, it's you, bro. You know, don't think about anybody else. You know what I mean? You don't need to be thinking about anybody else or what anyone else thinks. Okay? The important thing is you. Is it good for you? Does it make you a better person? Can you feel God working within you, changing your life for the better? Waking up and thinking, wow, another day in this life. I am blessed. I have so much to be thankful for. You know, early on, right? This is what someone told me to do, and it actually works, right? Every day when you wake up, get a piece of paper and a pen and just write down 3 things that you can be thankful for to God that you have or that He has done, that you are blessed. Literally count thy blessings, right? And every time that you feel like everything has just gone down and dark, right? Go to the drawer where the paper and the pen is, where you do that, and just look at it. You know what I mean? Trust me. It really will change the way you think, the way your head works. You know? I've been to all kinds of psychologists, mate, throughout my life. You know what I mean? And you would be surprised how effective writing down that stuff on a piece of paper is in comparison to months, years, even, you know, of psychologists and stuff. It's crazy. The amount of time I could have saved and been playing games when I was younger, right? And that ain't a lie, man. Okay, it's not in comparison to the amount of time I've got in playing video games, it's not really quite a sizable chunk, to be honest. Like, I have tens of thousands of hours. My life has been spent gaming, right? Yeah. I'm going to christen my new ships with their names. Well, I hope there's going to be a large ship in the new ship patch. I really do. All right. I'm not exactly clued up on all the details properly. Yeah. But give thanks and praise to the Lord, bro. I'm going to christen them with some biblical names. William to help me. William helps me name my ships. William Spike. It's my bros that play Elite, right? I get asked them to help me to name my new ships. I'm really looking forward to these new ships, dude. Yeah? Like, I'm really bummed out that there's 27 gigs worth of patch, right? And like, I was
Base Nuker, my ship was once called the penis of Jacob.
You know what? It's just funny that I know this guy called Jacob, right, from a community on Twitch. You know what I mean? Just when you said Jacob, I just thought of him, like, you know, because he's a real talky chap, right? He's hilarious, mate. he's a top tier keyboard fan, right? Yeah. I'm inspired by them. Well, I was, you know, pretty inspired. I'm quite well behaved on the internet now. You know, like video games in comparison, and on Discord servers now, mostly. Apart from maybe Dave's server. Even then, really, you know. So yeah, even Dave's server. That's crazy, man. The Lord is amazing. The Lord is great. The Lord is good. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, but I was playing Sea of Douchebagel. Uh-oh. Ah, that's because I tabbed out. Great. I thought my controller had broken for a second then. But no, it's fine. It's because I lost focus. It's really dangerous. Right. I've got to tab out. Only because there is a thing.
Base Nuker, bro, I was a Catholic for a long time, but now I find it ridiculous that people eat the God who made the universe in a piece of bread.
You're gonna have to forgive me only for a second. All right. That's written in the Word of God. And when you gather together, right? And you gather together in remembrance of the Lord. For the 40 lashes, for all the physical trauma that he went through. It's not the bread, really. It's just remembering the price that was paid, the sacrifice, the suffering. Remember the price that was paid, the physical pain and the blood spilled. Don't need no bread and wine, okay? To think about that, to accept that, and to be grateful for that. This is the way that I see things. I'm not orthodox in any sense, right? Any sense. especially the way I play video games. I'm very unorthodox, and always have been, always will be, right? Well, apart from maybe drifting. Even then, no, I still have my own very unique style and doctrine. I have doctrine, the way I drift, sim drifting, right? If you see my YouTube, you'll see, well, they're not really that great, really, you know. I did get a little bit sloppy, you know. I would run like maybe 20 laps of a circuit to get a good couple of laps, to get in the zone, to get a good couple of laps, do a 2-lap replay. Okay, to throw some music on, to just throw some music over and upload to my YouTube, right? And I got really lazy with it, you know? So there's quite a lot of drift videos that ain't great. They've still got the good bends in it. I'd have to edit and slice stuff together, really, and then I could make some pretty decent content out of that. I just wish I could turn the graphics up on my games so that the graphics would look good as well. But the important thing is the gameplay, the feel, the input latency, right? It's the physics engines. That's what I love about Elite Dangerous, right? Is its physics engine. That's what I love about Assetto Corsa as well, is its physics engine. That's what I like about Dirt Rally 2.0 as well, is its brutal game mechanics and physics. Even if the grip on tarmac is a bit nothing like tarmac. But that's true, right? That is true. And even if Phil lies to you.
Base Nuker bro, do you recommend using herbs?
You know what? I smoked a lot.
Base Nuker know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? No, I don't. I don't at all. Don't recommend it at all. Because it's with any of that stuff. I'll tell you what it is, right? When that stuff wears off, when that stuff doesn't work anymore.
Base Nuker, what about antidepressants?
I should have been on a lot of them, but I just didn't do it. I just took it. Do you know what I mean? I just dealt with it. But the thing is with substances is that when the effects wear off, nothing has changed. You know? And it's still there. You know? Even if those things still exist, it's how they affect you, you know? And then all you've done is you've spent time using them substances. You've just wasted that time when you could have been looking forward and onward to solutions, to driving towards your goals, to living life, you know? So in that sense, it's thrown away. I understand what the scene is about, and, you know, I used to play guitar, man, you know, so me and my mate, like, we used to jam every day. So, you know, I know what that's like as well, you know, but the antidepressants thing as well, it's kind of the same thing, except, you know, the side effects are not as pleasurable. In fact, they're not even pleasurable at
Base
all.
Nuker, I feel society is going into the toilet, so it's better to sever ties to it and not participate.
It's like the antidepressants and stuff. You see, that's what doctors prescribe to people, because it gets rid of the bad problems of society. It's the same concept of give a man a fish, you feed a man for a day, but teach a man how to fish, and you feed him and his family for the rest of their lives, for generations, even if they pass it on, right? You know? But they're not really dealing with the problem at the root of the source, unless, of course, it's a chemical imbalance-based thing, right? That is the problem. And even then, living and coping with it conditioning, mental conditioning. You know, I guess that's one way that society could deal with that kind of stuff. You know, therapy and stuff like that. You know, but the root of it, the core of it, is still there. Do you know what I mean? So, as time goes by, when that revelation, when that reality hits you, that makes you, well, I find that made me feel worse, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I wanted something that
Wisebot
doesn't
2
feel like I'm
viewers,
coping.
-1, 1
The
hour
hope.
42 minutes and 23 seconds.
It's hope, bro. It's faith. It's hope. And every now and then it was quite often actually, not so long ago, but yeah, I believe that God still works in my life. When God does just amazing things that just don't make sense, that I don't even deserve, you know? When I speak to God, when I ask him to have mercy, to help me, and then I see the results, I see him at work. It should have been nothing like that, right? I can't ignore that anymore, bro. You know what I mean? I can't write that off anymore. It's far too much to be a coincidence, man. You know? It's like what means more to me than money is what I ask myself, right? What means more to me than money? And at that time, it was my channels. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to offer something more than everybody else offers at church as an offering, right? Give back to God what is his. Yes, sure. But offering, it's not money. It's what is more than money to me. It's my channels. And that's why Jesus Saves is one of my 10. Right? Because I thought, this is by the way, this is how to kill your channel. Right? This is how you murder a channel. Because that's what I said to myself before, right? But does it really matter anymore? Nah, it doesn't really matter anymore, right? Because God did something good for me, and God lives in me and works in me, and God uses me.
Base Nuker bro, I want to reveal something. Last
So,
year my younger brother killed himself. I had no relationship with him and he was a very nasty person.
wow. Sorry for your loss, bro. Loss is a hard thing to deal with. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I used to go to a lot of bars. I used to go to tons of bars, actually. I used to go every day, sometimes all day, every day, for months. Bars. And I met a lot of people. And I used to like to, the younger generation, right?
Base Nuker, I was not affected much by it. He was always spoiled rotten while I was beaten and immoperverished.
Wow. I had quite a simple growing up, although I was very fortunate. 2 weeks after the European launch of the Super Nintendo, I did manage to acquire my first console that I didn't return to the shop, right? Which was a Super Nintendo, you know? So I was lucky on that one. Obviously, I got Super Mario World. That was my first console. I remember that. When my mum was alive, right? I'll be right back. I need to get something. Right, I have to get up. So I won't be long. I know. Let's put my head on. I can't find it. It's really bugging me. I can't find it. The desktop shortcut. All my desktop shortcuts all over the show. Oh yeah, that's the launcher. It's not it. Unless of course I've ended up uninstalling it. I can't even remember what drive I installed it to. Found it.
Base Nuker, any opinions on what I said?
Give me a sec.
Starting the ED Copilot main process.
It
Please
was the
stand by.
patch.
The ED Copilot process is starting.
I'm also having a bit of browser lag
Commander,
at the
virtual
moment.
Copilot is starting.
A bit of browser lag. There we go. Also, I've got all kinds of overlays over everything.
Commander, I have updates available.
Yes, I know
I will
you have
download them
updates
now.
available.
Hull integrity compromised.
Well, the question is, here we go, we've arrived. Oh no, I haven't. I forget which fire group my repair reps
Exceeded.
are on. Oh, this is the build with one seeker missile. F group is what I wanted to put reps on, isn't it? Oh yeah, that's right, Delta. Okay. Duh. Delta on secondary though. Oh, of course. There you go. It is broken. The thoughts, do you forgive him?
Successful.
That's the thought that came into my mind. You know, I think that happens to everybody,
Base
really.
nuker,
a
do
lot
I
of
forgive
people.
him?
Yeah.
Base nuker, no.
Heavy. It's hard to bear. It's heavy to bear, bro. See, I'm an only child, right?
All downloads
It's
were
just
successful.
me.
Base nuker, he was a complete bastard when he was alive.
The virtual co-pilot service will now restart to apply updates. See you soon.
Yeah. So, right, what is this application doing? That's the thing about Elite, you see, it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Is that there's so
A
many
new ED
third-party
Copilot
apps
executable
for
has
it.
been installed. Starting the ED Copilot main process. Please stand by.
And
The ED Copilot process is starting.
they've become essential now. There's certain applications that I have to run when I play the game. I just can't play the game without them anymore. You know, which is great. The community behind Elite Dangerous is amazing. I say that now that EDDB has been shut down, and like
Commencing
I was
startup
dependent
sequence.
on
Commander.
that site. That was key core essential. You know, I'd have to load up Inara tab and an EDDB tab and ED Disco and Market Connector and the material calculator and EDMHUI.
Scan detected.
Like literally, I have to fire up I click like 10 icons to stream Elite
Last
Dangerous.
hit was 27 minutes ago at 23:32.
What have I clicked now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've clicked 8 so
There
far.
are 19 new Galnet articles since your last session.
Oh, Galnet.
All systems are now fully operational.
Thank you.
The maximum jump range for this ship is 16.61 light years.
16 light years. It's because I've got like armor plates on this thing, like left, right, and center. There's so much armor on this ship, right? This ship is proper brick tanked. It's like deep plate, deep plate, deep plate. Deep plate, heavy duty deep plate, right? This thing is proper brick tanked. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's no Type 10, but it's as close as I could get it to one. Right? Reasonably. Been a long day. I was curious though, I did have a question for you. Oh, have I broken that? No, I haven't. Okay. Slots. Come on. Thank you.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Overspeed. No. For done. That's how long it's been, right?
Fighter deployed.
Okay, Commander. I'm opening up the fighter bay now. Fighter is deployed.
He's not a naughty boy.
Pirate scan detected from Jeffrey Fang.
Oh, Jeffrey. Very naughty boy, Jeffrey.
Detected. Power plant capacity exceeded.
Pirate scan detected from Lokar.
Scan detected.
Scanning. Jeffrey Fang. Deadly. Wanted. Imperial Clipper. Bounty is around 537,000 credits.
Under attack.
96.7% full on buried shield pattern analysis. Commander. Filling up nicely on the buried shield pattern analysis. Now at 98.7%. Bounty for Jeffrey Fang increased from around 537,000 to around 639,000 credits. Looks like Jeffrey Fang is done
You're all
for.
clear, Commander.
Scanning. Arkasha. Dangerous. Wanted. Imperial Eagle. Bounty is around 85,000 credits.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
Arkasha is no more. Scanning. Caitlin Black. Clean. Deadly. Adder. Scanning. Aidan Loffridge. Dangerous. Wanted. Eagle Mark II. Bounty is around 79,000 credits. Scanning. Len Royal. Master. Wanted. Ferdinand. Looking for a rematch maybe. Bounty is around 467,000 credits. Scanning. Schultz Weiss. Clean. Dangerous. Diamondback Explorer. Classified scan databanks levels now at 92.5%.
Roger.
Scanning.
Keep the target in
Simo
sight,
Galan.
Commander.
Competent.
Going in.
Wanted. Diamondback Explorer. Bounty is around 176,000 credits.
And if I can squeeze any more resolution out of this,
Target destroyed.
probably.
Simo Galan is no more.
Good try. I know I'll end up getting horrible drops though, it really will tick me off. Right. Should be able to squeeze a tiny bit more res out of Elite in an asteroid field, if that's all I do for now.
Scan detected.
I was going to do some ground stuff, right? I wanted to. Then I thought, I'll just get there and I'll get bored. I know myself way too well, right? I just end up doing ground stuff and I just end up getting bored. I would have travelled all the way there and I'd be demoralised on the way back. 85% is good enough. That's not too bad actually. My problem now is the brightness. It's my gamma.
Commander KAM.
I'm lazy. I'll just do it through. But I really want a bit more exposure. Yeah, why not just a touch? Just a dash of exposure. And a dash of saturation as well. Why not? There we go. You've been spoiled. Yes, graphics. Why not? 70% or whatever. Oh, Conda, please be a naughty boy.
Scanning.
Copy that.
Metrophones.
Go on the
Master.
offense.
Wanted. Anaconda. Bounty is around 788,000 credits. Bounty for Metrophones increased from around 788,000 to around 1.77 million credits. It looks like we are on Metrophones' hit list.
It's gonna malfunction or what? Yeah, okay, that's definitely put the shield generator.
Friendly fire isn't, Commander.
Base nuker bro, I don't believe religion is for me after my experiences taught me about it. I will go now, but I wish you to have a good time playing games.
Oh,
My own
goodness,
plan
man.
is to build a beast of a gaming PC and spend my life playing games.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing we've got in common there. I see myself as the kind of guy
No more.
that get like 80 years old and still play Elite, not Elite Dangerous. Well, hopefully Elite Dangerous as well, right? Blessed, but you know, like EVE Online. There was this one guy that I knew, and he actually streamed. I think he's a YouTube streamer. The bro is 80 years old, and this was years ago. So if he's still alive, he'd be like 90 years old, 95 years old. But he was like 80 something years old, and he played EVE Online, bro. You know what I mean? And it was just like, wow, you know. It was pretty wow. He's like the same age as my granddad. It's slightly older
Base
than my
nuker,
granddad.
it is better to have a self-sufficient hobby, for mental stimulation and emotional needs, because society is going into the toilet, and better this than drinking alcohol, for example.
Oh, a billion times better. In a certain respect, yes. You know? But it's like, you know what, you say that, right? And that makes me think of something, right? And it's games like really controversial games, you know? Especially some of like the ethics, you know, with the age ratings and the similar to gambling idiosyncrasies, you know, in certain systems in games and stuff, especially ones that are actually linked to real money transaction as well, you know. There's that kind of stuff. You should really be careful about what you consume, right? You know, especially what vote with your wallet, okay? And that's what gamers have started doing, you know, over the last 7 years, I think it is. Maybe a little bit less, like 6-7 years, right? Gamers have started voting with their wallets, man. You know? There's just like, no, we won't accept this. We won't accept that either. You know? Oh yeah, the law won't, you know, like outlaw it. You know, the law won't do anything. Right, that's it, you know? We're just not taking this anymore. You know? Bang. You're going to sink in all these millions into this title, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we just don't stand for that. You know, plus obviously, you know, you've got problems with development and stuff. Publishers rushing with the game out, so we get half baked and stuff. And that's like the feather that breaks the camel's back, right? It's just like people like it's just standing together. No, this is just not acceptable. You know, I'm not giving you $60 for this. You know, I'm not giving you. I'm not buying this just based off the principle of I don't agree what it stands for, right? Because, you know, some devs try some real edgy stuff, right? To get sales to appeal and stuff, and people are just like, oh yeah, That's it. We just do not disagree. They launch like massive $200 million products, man. You know what I mean? And it flops on day one. You know, like Blue Protocol actually is a title that is coming to the West. You know, and people tried to mess with it. You know, they tried to mess with it, and people were just like, "Oh, really? Is that you're gonna another studio is gonna do what all the other studios have done, right?" Even now that they've went back on their plan and everything, it doesn't matter. It's too little, too late. Yeah, the interest in the game is already dead. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? What was the game again? There's another game as well, Blue Protocol, but there's another game as well. I forget what it's called now. Mega hyped as well. You know, and it's not long been out. I'm talking like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. And it's like dead on arrival, right? So yeah, as far as that is concerned, you know, I would say be careful with that. But I mean, like, if you're gonna play the next Zelda game on Switch 2, definitely play it, right? You know, I highly doubt that Nintendo would dare break such a winning formula like that, right? You know, certain things are a given. Safe bet. The next Mario platformer, the first Mario platformer on Switch 2, that will definitely pass quality control. You know? If they feel they're not ready, they will delay. Right? Well, actually, they'll delay the launch of the system until that game is bang on the mark. Right? Nintendo would do something like that. And that's the way Nintendo works. They're killer IP. Their launch title. Their main launch title. Main in-house launch title. Obviously, they don't put all their eggs in one basket, but they kind of do put the golden eggs. They definitely put that all in one basket. The heavy ones. Because of exclusives, and you'll only ever see that on nothing else. You can only get that one exclusive title. That is locked forever, right? In some cases, to that particular platform. You can have the latest and greatest hardware and machine. There's no backwards compatibility. You can't buy it emulated on their store. You want that? Yeah, you don't have to just buy the game at full price. You have to go and buy the machine too. It's the only way you get it. Xenoblade Chronicles X on Nintendo Wii U. Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PS3. Right. There's that as well. There's something wrong as well. I need to set up ED Disco. ED Disco is angry at me. ED Disco isn't talking to me anymore. It's tragic. What went wrong, Disco? What went wrong? System, sound, advanced, ED Disco. No, everything is set up correctly. It is what it is. It's 4:20 in the morning. No new ships. It's misfortunate. That is very misfortunate. But yeah, at some point I will definitely work on tweaking my performance for Elite Dangerous. I'm so close to having all my tweaks to their final form, the end game, right? Then I'm done. I have hundreds of hours in trying to squeeze out optimal frame times. I have well over 100 hours, I'll tell you that. For Elite Dangerous Odyssey. I remember actually, I used to spend at least an hour every day before I'd start playing. You know? At least now, sometimes 4 hours just messing around with stuff. Trying to find where the drops are, what's causing them, and dealing with it. It kind of became a video game in itself. I need to change all of this as well. This is most misfortunate. I hope the time is good. That was so cool though. And thanks, Dream, for the follow, by the way. Dream Squasher 1. That was cool as well. Right. I need to click this button. I need to type this in here. And I'll just change the title. Like that. Done. Now restart this. So I'll be back in 5 minutes.